everyone, I'm Amrita and welcome to my channel Fries and Shine. Here you will find evidence-based, no-nonsense, nutrition-related information. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing the link between sugar and cancer, and I'm going to debunk the popular myth that sugar feeds cancer. So firstly, I'll discuss what cancer is and what the role of sugar is in our body. Secondly, I'll discuss how this myth came out to be and why it is untrue. And lastly, I'll discuss where sugar fits in with cancer, if at all it does fit in. What is cancer? In our normal healthy body, our cells are constantly growing and dividing and replacing old cells as and when our body needs them. In cells that are cancerous, this process occurs very rapidly and uncontrollably. But why is this such a bad thing? This is because your cancer cells are not specialized like your normal healthy body cells. For example, cells of the lung are meant for respiration. Cells of the muscle are meant for movement. Cancer cells replace these normal healthy cells in number but without actually replacing the function that these healthy cells carry out. So that was a very brief and simplistic explanation of cancer. Now what does sugar have to do with any of this? Sugar is a carbohydrate and ultimately gets digested to glucose, and this glucose is the most basic fuel for your body. Every cell in the body needs glucose to function and to stay alive. In fact, glucose is so important that if you don't provide it through the food that you eat, your body will actually break down fat and muscle to supply your cells with this glucose. I've done a detailed video about this and linked it in the description, so you can check it out there. So, your body cells need glucose to function and to stay alive. Sounds pretty simple, right? Now here is where stuff starts getting a little murky. Cancer cells need glucose to function and to stay alive too. Is this why we decided that sugar feeds cancer? Number 1. Cancer cells use glucose to multiply. Cancer is a disease of cells, and just like every other cell in the body, cancer cells also use glucose to multiply, which is why people have oversimplified this glucose theory to conclude that sugar feeds cancer and that starving the body of sugar will starve cancer cells and kill the disease. Most of us now know that cancer cells grow and multiply really quickly, much faster than our healthy normal body cells, which is why they have really high energy and glucose needs. Number 2, PET scans. The sugar feeds cancer theory has also evolved in part due to people's misinterpretation of PET scan reports. A PET scan is a test used to detect the presence of cancer, and it uses this glucose grabbing ability of cancer cells to generate its report. The parts of your body that are really active and using high amounts of glucose, like cancer cells, show up as bright spots on a PET scan, and this is how the extent of your cancer is determined. So misinterpreting how this test is carried out has also led people to believe the sugar feeds cancer theory. Third, preventive nutrition guidelines. Excess sugar consumption has been linked with inflammation and obesity and increased risk of certain types of cancers. It is this preventive nutrition guideline of limiting sugar intake that has also led people to believe that sugar feeds cancer and that it should be omitted at all costs. And so the myth was born that if glucose feeds cancer cells, starving the body of sugar or glucose should treat the cancer or prevent it at all. Sounds legitimate, right? Unfortunately, the reality is a little different. Remember how I told you glucose is so important for your body? Even if you don't give yourself sugar, you can get this glucose from other food sources. If you remember from my previous video, all carbohydrates that you eat except fiber can and will be digested to form glucose, all of which can also be used to feed cancer cells. Now you're not going to stop someone from eating their whole grains and fruits, right? Well, at least I hope you won't. So if you do choose to cut out sugar from your diet, Do remember, other sources of carbs will take over and will supply the required glucose. And please remember, your carbohydrate food group not only gives you energy, but it's a very important source of nutrients like your B vitamins, magnesium and iron, to name a few. And these are very important both for the general functioning of your body and also for recovery from cancer. And also, and this is really important to understand, your body doesn't distinguish between healthy cells and cancer cells when it comes to supplying energy. So when and while you're trying to starve your cancer cells, you also end up starving your healthy body cells. And you don't ever want to do that because you need these guys in top condition to help you fight your cancer. So where does sugar fit in with cancer at all? Well, we can talk about two areas here. Sugar during cancer treatment and sugar during cancer prevention. Sugar has quite an important place in the diets of people who are undergoing treatment for cancer. Some of the most common side effects of chemotherapy and radiation therapy include nausea, vomiting, taste and smell changes, appetite changes, and even dry mouth. At a time like this, foods that are familiar, foods that taste good, are high in energy, are all excellent options to give patients. And very often, these are foods like nimbu pani, sweets to suck on to prevent nausea, dried fruit laddus, and even ice cream. The goal here is to give the body enough support and energy to withstand the cancer treatment. From a cancer prevention point of view, the story is a little different. Cancer prevention guidelines suggest that eating excessive sugar can lead to inflammation and increased body fat levels, which further increases your risk for developing certain kinds of cancers. Also, when you have excessive sugar intake, this is often at the cost of other foods which have a lot of nutrients that provide cancer preventive benefits. The sugar that you want to limit, not avoid, is added sugar, and you can learn more about this again in the video linked in my description. The goal during cancer prevention is to limit your added sugar intake along with eating a nutritionally balanced diet to reduce your risk of developing certain cancers. So, to sum it up, sugar does not feed cancer cells any more than it feeds your regular healthy body cells. Sugar plays a very important role in the diets of people undergoing cancer treatment, and it's important to recognize these benefits. And lastly, limiting added sugar in your diet along with following other aspects of cancer prevention dietary guidelines can reduce your risk for certain obesity-related cancers. That's all for today. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe to my channel and share this video with other people who you think may find it helpful. This is quite an important myth that we need to clear. Do remember, for the rest of this month, I will be covering all things carbs. So if you have any burning questions about anything carbohydrate related, please reach out to me either by email, on Instagram, or in the comments below here. I hope to see you very soon. Until then, take care and keep shining.